No children for you?
I got my tubes tied.
You did?
Yeah, I was doing a bit about it a few specials ago. That I'm 7 minutes away from getting a vasectomy. That was the punchline. It was all about hating kids and stuff. But I did this whole tour for like 2 years, worried about it. I take some chances that I shouldn't take in the heat of the moment.
I'm sure.
And I've heard of comedians like now linked to some rando in Kansas City for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Because they had one extra beer.
And Esty wasn't around.
So then eventually I'm like, what am I doing? I just don't want them.
Yeah.
There's enough.
Were you, why do you think you came to that decision? And
it was always like,
it was never in the cards?
I guess it might have been. You know the thing that like you do as you get older, you slowly start dropping off possibilities of your life. So like when you're in college, like maybe I'll be a teacher in my high school. Like that's still a possibility.
Yeah.
Probably too late now, but it probably took you like 25. You're like, all right, that's gone.
Yeah.
There's different things.
Yeah.
The possibilities of life, camp counselor.
Right.
And then like, I won't do that. Or it would be fun to be a waiter, but not anymore.
Yeah.
That's done now.
Yeah.
And so like, that was like, I guess I'll do it later. And then it was like, I don't want this. And I feel like the desire would have come by now.
Yeah.
And it was like 40.
Do you think it's connected to not having a partner that you're into?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I think it's connected to, I was dating an actress. She said she heard a theory that artists have less kids than minus like the ones who have 40. The French painters and stuff. But like, because a lot of the reason you want kids, there's a few reasons. Work the farm, that's kind of done.
Right. Yeah.
Fulfillment is part of it, but it's like, I want something to live on after me. And if you've made the Mona Lisa, you got it already. You do have something living on. Right. So it's not that it will make that go away completely, but like takes that need for eternity down. Right. And then I heard Argus Hamilton say it once really well.
Oh, yeah?
Like, how come you never had kids? He goes, I'm the star of my life.
Yeah, that is
it's honest.
Yeah, it is honest. That was the hardest part when we first had
to give up stardom.
Yeah, because it's really just the selfishness of you. It's like, no, when we have kids, I'll still just I'm still gonna read the paper. I'm still gonna have coffee in the morning to start the day, and I didn't read. There was no time to read the paper in the morning for 20 years. Like it was impossible. Like it's that level of attention that's needed. And for a selfish person, which we all are to some degree, and if you're in our business probably a little bit more, that was the chipping away at that was the gift or the curse of fatherhood.
Do you think if you had not had kids, go back now to then, so you don't have the kids, and those kids that you have now are not gonna come. Okay. But now that you know how much work it was gonna take, you probably didn't quite know how bad it was gonna be. Right. So now that would that guy, that Tom Papa at 25 or whatever, would he have had kids? Have a full understanding of how much work it was. I would not have gotten my dog.
I have the knowledge of the work. Do I have the knowledge of the other stuff?
Like what? Those kids?
Of just like what?
The love.
What the family, the love, all of that.
I guess, yeah.
Then I would do it.
Yeah.
Because it's worth it. It's exhausting. I remember sitting in the Laugh Factory on the stairs on like a Saturday show at like 11:30 at night. And I was just sitting there. I'd been up since, 6 in the morning, just going nuts all day, being parents. And I was like, I should be graded on a curve.
Yeah.
Because these other people, these other comics slept till 11:30, had brunch, went home, took another nap, got ready for their show. I have been just working. And it was like, it was so exhausting. Yeah. Completely exhausting. But back to the artist thing, we weren't sure if we were going to do it. I was a little more sure than my wife was, Cynthia, and she was a comic. And it was because of being artists that we kind of came to the idea of your whole job as an artist is to experience life and then put it back. Why would we pass on the biggest one? Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. There's interesting like two ways to go with it. And everyone's like, you don't know what it's like to have kids. This is a big argument. And no one's honest. Like it's like, remember the Jaguars of our like teens and 20s? We're like, oh, they're nice, but they're in the shop all the time.
Right.
And if you had a guy who would only talk about how great it is, and I'm like, I know you're covering up the shop part. Yeah. So I can't really trust you on how great it is because you're lying about the shop.
Yeah.
And a lot of parents would just refuse to say the negative.
Yeah, exactly.
And so then it's like, I see it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see the bags under her eyes.
I know. Yeah, and just how much you age.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really kicks the shit out of you.
Yeah, I just decided I was having more fun.
Yeah.
So like, I get it. It's like, I'll never know what it's like to have kids. And then other, like my friends who had them, was like, well, you'll never know what it's like to not have kids at 41.
Yeah. No
where
kidding.
it's like pretty joyous and free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you get to put the money onto your set.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, if you had to okay that with someone who's like, we don't have enough money for their college yet. I mean, am I going to justify this?
Yeah.